Alright, hey there. I apologize for posting this so late, but I was out of commission earlier during the week. I was not feeling well and didn't have much of a voice, but now I am coming to you bringing a public service announcement about vehicular accidents. And I'm going to tell you a story about a particular one I was in, and there's some very good lessons to be learned from this. So I want you to take notes. So a couple years ago, during the summer, I was out clubbing one night with a few of my friends. There were three of us total, and we were a group of all girls. And so we were coming back from the city at, clubbing, so like 3 in the morning. And we came to this double turning lane, and it was really weird, kind of in the middle of nowhere. And it was very odd. And another car got there right around the same time we did. So we were kind of waiting to see what they were going to do. Just a very bizarre situation. And so after a while, it seemed like they weren't going to do anything. So we went ahead and made that turn. And the other car turned like right after we did. And so they turned into the other lane that we did not turn into. And I was in the passenger seat, and I'd been looking out the window at this time, and I saw in the rearview mirror that the other car switched lanes to be in the same lane as us and seemed to be speeding up. And I told my friend who was driving this, and she was kind of confused. We were like, what are they doing? What's going on here? And so she tried to speed up to avoid them, and that didn't do any good because they sped up and they hit us. They rear-ended us. And so we stopped the car, and they stopped a little bit behind us. And first lesson, and I made sure to make this very clear to my friend driving, and so here's where you should be taking notes, and not just if you're a girl, but for guys too, because you could get mugged. Do not get out of the car, because we were alone on this road. No one else was around for a good while, and it was the middle of the night. So don't get out of the car. And I had her only roll her window partially down, just enough to where she could talk to the guy, but not enough to where he could reach inside the car. And so he came up. I believe there were like 2 young guys in the car, and it was kind of a shitty car that they were in. And he came up and he asked if we were all okay, and we were like, yeah, we're fine. And my friend was looking to grab a pen to get down his insurance information, and he started to walk away, got back inside of his car, and backed the whole way out, so we couldn't get his license plate number. And we already called the cops. We were in the process of calling the cops, and they got there, of course, much later after the guys who hit us had left. And theory for this goes that while we were stopped, sorry, at the double turn lane, the 2 guys had the time to notice that it was a car full of just 3 girls, and decided that they were going to hit it. I mean, because there was no reason they needed to be in the same lane as us. There's no reason, it's like they intentionally sped up to hit us. So the guess is that they had the time to observe who was in the car and decided to try to hit us in hope that we would be stupider than we are, and that we would get out of the car to go look at the damage, and things could have gone a lot worse than they did. So unfortunately, no, we did not catch these individuals. But the moral of the story is you should probably always be careful when you're in a vehicular accident. Another thing that's important, and it doesn't really quite have to do with this circumstance, is to never admit fault, even if it is your fault. because the second you admit fault, it can be pinned on you. So don't ever, again, sorry. You can say stuff like, "Oh, I'm so sorry this happened," or "Wow, this is really unfortunate," but don't admit that it's your fault, because otherwise you're in trouble. So, and always make sure you get a police report. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good week, and I will see you next week, probably on time. Like I said, this week just wasn't going to happen, but that's alright. I'll see you guys later.